We're back for Positive Health Beginner Chair Yoga. How did you do with the breath during the break? Let's continue to match our breath to our movements. This is Warrior 2. I love the warrior poses. So you want to spread the legs even further than we did. We're really going to stretch them out. So let's say that your right side is the front. Have it out to the corner of the chair and the left one out, probably about a 90-degree angle. You really want to stretch out these muscles. So over this front right leg, you want your right arm out, and the left one should come to the back. So if you're sideways on the chair, you'll be able to get that arm to the back, and that will be best. We're going to take a breath in and slowly exhale. You want to relax the shoulders down. You're putting those fingertips in both directions like you're being pulled in both directions. We'll take another breath in and out. Now, the next one, we're going to take that back hand down. It can just rest down. This front right palm comes up. We breathe in as you bring it up and stretch out that side. And then exhale, you bring it down. You can bring your hand to your hip, or if you can, reach it up toward the ceiling and then come back and plant that Warrior 2. It's a beautiful motion. So we breathe in, looking out over that front arm. We breathe out. We breathe in, lifting up that front arm. We exhale it right down to the leg. And come up to the side and back for another. This is the Warrior 2 dance in my mind. We breathe in, we breathe out. Lift up and exhale, release down. Arm comes up and we plant that Warrior 2 again. Stretch those arms out and we can bring the hands down to the lap. We're going to switch sides. So now we'll say this left side, your left is the front. And we're going to stick that left arm right over it and make sure your legs again are spread as far as they can, about 90 degrees, and we take that right hand to the back. So this is Warrior 2 on the other side. Again, you're extending those fingertips as much as you can, looking with determination over that front arm. And we're going to have lots of room and space for breath here. Breath comes in and breath comes out. Then breath comes in, you turn this front palm up. Just reaching up toward the ceiling, stretching out the side of the body, and exhale it right down to that thigh. Forearm to thigh, hand on hip, or reach up if you can. And back to Warrior 2. Breath in and breath out. We inhale up, exhale right down. Beautiful dance in motion. It may take a little bit to get used to it. We've done it a few times now. Let's try one last time. We take that good solid breath here and exhale. Then we inhale it up, exhale it down, and come up, side angle up, and plant that Warrior 2 one last time. We'll bring the hands down. We're going to do a little bit of back bending now. I want to show you a few different hand positions that you can use. I prefer to take my hands back behind the back and have the fingers pointing down. You may need to just be able to behind your back to get your fingers together like this, or maybe your wrists, maybe you want to go for the elbows, or maybe you want to clasp your hands together. Traditional in camel pose is to take the hands back with the fingers pointing down and just put them on the lower back. Give yourself a little support back there, and then lift the shoulders up, bring them back, and you're going to see my heart came forward. Your heart will come forward. You're going to get a slight back bend, and you've got your hands back there for support. We just want to slightly look up, just a little bit of a gaze, find a focal point up, and do a few deep breaths here. You can see how much room there is. My chest is expanding as the breath comes in and the belly. We spend so much time slumped over when we sit. This is the reverse. So we want to reverse that, holding those shoulders back, reversing all that damage we did all day. Then we can release the hands down. We'll do one more back bend with a little motion this time. So we take our hands straight out to the sides with the palms down. When the palms are up, we're going to breathe in, slightly look up, do a little bit of a back bend. Then as you exhale, you roll those hands down and put the palms down, maybe even to the back of the room behind you if you can. So we inhale, palms come up. This is a flying locust. We exhale, the hands come down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. We can rest the hands down. We're going to do a little bit of exercise down the legs, working our way down the body. So point out the toes. When we breathe in, we're going to flex the feet up. When you breathe out, you point the toes forward. So we breathe in, nice and slow. Exhale, point. Breathe in. Exhale, point. Our ankles are so important to our balance, our ankles and our neck, as well as our eyesight. But people, they disregard how important the ankles are. So you want to give your ankles some good exercise. And then we'll bring them down to the floor. I like to do that, rest on the heels. It makes it a little bit easier. And then just make circles with the toes. Pick one direction and make those circles, really stretching out those ankles, giving them a good workout, get them warm. And then we'll pause and go around the other way. Circle in the opposite direction. And we can even do a little rocking chair. You come up, lift the heels up, and then come down, lift the toes up. So I like to say it's a rocking chair. You can even put a little upper body movement in, just a little. Really just working on strengthening the ankles. They're so small, and they have to take all our weight and keep our balance. They're very important, so let's not ignore them. So now let's work on a little bit of inner core midsection strength here for the boat pose. You can hold on to the chair to start. You want to just point the toes out and bring your arms out to meet with the palms facing toward each other. So this is boat pose. You can feel that you're using your inner muscles in your stomach, your abdominal muscles to do this, and we'll come down. So we'll breathe in, bring the legs and arms up, exhale them down. Breathe in, exhale down. Do a few more. Remember to put the breath with the motion. In yoga, we learn to breathe through exercises that might be a little difficult, and that's what you hopefully take with you the rest of the day. When you hit another situation that's difficult in your life, you breathe through it because you're just in the habit of doing so. All right, last boat, we'll bring it down. Now I want to do a little bit of a hip opener. So if you can cross your leg over onto your knee, then do that and flex the foot. If you can't cross your legs over, then just cross the ankles over below. I'm going to bring my leg up. I helped it with my hands. If you need to do that, you do that. So flexing the foot, we just rest the hands here. We're going to bring the shoulders back and slowly hinge forward. So we'll take a breath in and hinge forward just slightly as the breath comes out. Then breathing in again and hinging forward a little bit further. Another breath in. And then find your place, chest toward the leg, where you're starting to feel that stretch in the leg and in the hip. That's what you want to find, and find that perfect place for you. Don't overdo it. What feels best for you? We'll take a couple of more breaths here. And then slowly on your next inhale, rise back up, and we'll take this leg down. Bring the other one up. We keep everything even in yoga. Whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. We want to keep it very even. So again, if you can't cross your legs over, and you might find a difference from one hip to the other hip. Many of my students have very much of a difference between their hips. So maybe you have to keep the ankles down. Then do that. If you can bring it up, then you do. Rest the hands down, as I said. We bring the shoulders back because we want to come down with a flat back. So the breath comes in. And we slightly hinge forward, just a little. Breathe in again. We just want to ease into it so you can find that perfect place for you and you don't overdo it. And all the way down. And we take a few breaths here. And up we come. We're going to bring this leg down. Bring our knees together just slightly, just to do a little bit of an inward rotation. And we'll bring our arms up. Just take one breath in here, bring them back, and bring them forward. And then we're going to come into a brief meditation. So I invite you all now to sit back in your seats. We've been sitting up so strong and straight with our backs, but now we want to relax. And bring those feet out. Let the legs just relax. I encourage you to close your eyes for this exercise. This is the most basic type of meditation that there is. I'm just going to guide us through a little relaxation to make sure the toes, if you wiggle them, then let them just relax down. Maybe the legs come out a little bit. If you concentrate on relaxing the thighs, you feel grounded in the seat and your back on the back of the chair. And maybe your shoulders come down a little bit. The chin may sink a little bit. We want to make sure there's no tension in our face. And with your eyes closed, the simplest meditation is just to say breath in when you breathe in, and say breath out when you breathe out. And just repeat this. Breath in as you breathe in. Breath out as you breathe out. At first, it's easy to keep your attention on the breath, but often our mind starts to wander. Your mind's a muscle like any other muscle. So just tell yourself, no, back on the breath. Breath in and breath out. Take a few more breaths here to yourself with your voice in your head. And then slowly start to move your fingers and your feet and open up your eyes. Thank you for joining us for yoga. We hope this class has given you a foundation for a more positive, healthy lifestyle. We encourage you to take your yoga breathing with you throughout the day and to also find a few moments each day to sit quietly and clear your mind, concentrating on your breath. Discover what a difference this can make in your life. If you would like to know more about me, my yoga, and my other videos, visit onlineandinperson.com. To find out more about stroke prevention, visit circleofrights.org. Namaste.